A very good evening. Thank you so much for making it a date with us here at the Uganda Catholic Television. It is the Thursday edition of Uctv News. I'm Sunday Gloria Aboch. The Uganda Certificate of Education UCE examination results of 2023 have been released this afternoon, indicating significant better performance than that of 2022, according to the Uganda National Examinations Board, UNEB. The Executive Director, UNEB, Daniel Odong, has said that the failure rate dropped by 0.5%, with the female candidates performing better than the males in the English language, while males excelled in sciences. Now, this means that 329,939, representing 95.9% of the learners who presented themselves for the 2023 examinations can progress to the post-UCE level out of a total of 346,816 who sat for the examinations. At least 64,782 passed in Division 1, 85,566 in Division 2, 83,545 in Division 3, and 112,923 in Division 4. Another 14,879 candidates scored the 9th division, failing the examination. The candidates sat from 3,808 examination centers.
Honorable Minister, the Uganda National Examinations Board presents to you the results of the 2023 Uganda Certificate of Education examination. The examination was conducted successfully under the theme Integrity and Security in the Management of Examinations is a Joint Responsibility, a theme that was adopted to emphasize the need for all stakeholders in the examination process to play their roles. Total candidature. Candidature increased by 15,008, that's 4.3 candidates, from 349,459 in 2022 to 364,469 in 2023. These candidates sat from 3,808 examination centers. Of these candidates, 118,633, or 32.5%, were beneficiaries of the government's Universal Secondary Education Program. The number of male candidates registered was 180,471, or 49.5%, and that of the females was 183,998, that is 50.5%. There were 3,527 more females than males who registered for this examination. Honorable Minister, a similar trend for the PLE registration is now being seen at the UCE as well. Mama, in 2023, 361,695 candidates, that is 179,032 males and 182,663 females, appeared for this examination, compared to a total of 345,695 candidates who appeared for the same examination in 2022. This is an increase of 16,000, or 4.6% candidates. The statistics of the number of candidates who registered for and those that sat for the last 5 years are given in Table 1. We note in Table 1, Mama, that absenteeism, as the chairperson has observed, has been steadily decreasing, except for 2022 when there was a slight increase, but has now come down quite well. A total of 809 special needs education candidates made up of 368 males and 441 females registered for the 2023 UCE examination, compared to 721 in 2022. This is an increase of 12.2% over the last year. These consisted of various groups: the blind, the low vision, the deaf, the dyslexics, physically handicapped, and then others that did not require specific interventions except to be given extra time. Most of these sat, only 12, that is 1.5% of the candidates, did not appear for the examination. The board, as usual, made adequate arrangements for these candidates that included modification of their question papers, provision of questions written in Braille form, providing support personnel for the handicapped and the dyslexics, and sign language interpreters for the deaf. The candidates with low vision were given question papers with enlarged print to be able to enable them to read more easily. And all special needs education candidates were allowed an extra 45 minutes in each paper. Performance of these candidates is reported in Table 6, which will be found on page 5 later on. Mama, allow me to compare the general candidates' performance for 2023 and 2022 examinations. Table 2 gives the performance in terms of divisional passes. Division, or sometimes called grades, Division 1, 2023, we note that 64,782 candidates, or 17.9% of the candidates that sat, were able to pass in first grade or first division. This is compared to 46,667, or 13.5%. And the numbers and the cumulative percentages are indicated as one goes down up to grade 4. These are the ones that have passed. And then grade 9, those are the ones that did not get the minimum scores, enabling them to be graded.
And now, speaking at the release of the 2023 UCE results, the UNEP chairperson, Professor Celestino Obua, noted an increase in candidature with more girls than boys completing the cycle, alongside a reduction in absenteeism. Professor Obua revealed that the 2023 results are the last examinations administered under the old curriculum, with this year's candidates sitting their UCE exams assessed with the new lower secondary curriculum.
We are glad to be releasing the 2023 UCE examination results today. This examination, like the PLE, was smoothly conducted throughout the country. In this examination, we note an increase in the candidature and appreciate that more girls than boys completed this cycle. This is beginning to account for the fact that in recent years, UNEB has been registering significantly more girls than boys at PLE. We note the continuous reduction in absenteeism. We also note the improvement in the overall result, with a higher number of candidates who said being able to proceed to the next level. Of significance is the improvement in biology. The board, the Ministry of Education and Sports, and the Biology Teachers Association had engagements during which the root cause of the poor performance in the subject were discussed. Hopefully, the improvement we are observing is a product of these engagements. This is the last examination administered under the old curriculum. From 2024 October-November examination, the UCE will be administered in accordance with the new lower secondary curriculum. In the past, candidates who would not have made it in an examination such as this one will repeat the examination in the following examination season. This will not be possible this time, as examination format and other conditions will be drastically different. In order to address the challenges this transition poses, the board has taken the following measures. 1, to administer a one-off transitional examination which will be administered later in the year, the exact date of which will be communicated. The following categories of persons will be eligible to sit the examination. A, those who sat the UC examination in 2023 but would wish to repeat the examination. B, those registered but did not sit the examination or dropped out due to illness or such other conditions. C, those who missed the registration for the 2023 examination for various reasons. D, Ministry of Education and Sport. The board will communicate how and where the registration and the examination will be conducted. All districts will be catered for to ease the registration process, details of which will also be published later. Honourable Minister, the board is grateful to you for approving this arrangement that will solve the problem of those in the categories mentioned above. Honourable Minister, the board has completed work on the sample papers for the examination under the new curriculum. And arrangements are being made to upload the papers on the school portals. Hard copies will also be available to all examination centers. The board embarked on stakeholder engagements to increase awareness of these key stakeholders on the new lower secondary curriculum and what changes to expect in areas such as reporting of results and certification. On the 8th February 2024, the board held a one-day seminar with all district education officers and some chief administrative officers as the first group. A roadmap has been drawn for other groups. Honourable Minister, I wish to assure the nation that the board will be ready to administer the October-November 2024 UCE examination under the competency-based curriculum. Honourable Minister, the release of the 2023 PLE results was followed by a frenzy of misinformation and disinformation. The crux of this was that UNEB grading is selective and disadvantages learners from schools in and around Kampala in favor of upcountry schools. Some of the misinformation even indicated that the grading system used by UNEB selected particular parts of the country for better results. A debunked set of marks allegedly obtained by a parent from UNEB was circulated to lend credence to these wild allegations. Incidentally, this is the same set of marks which was circulated in 2018. The statistics available do not support these conspiracy theories. There are many upcountry districts where the total number of grade 1 passes is less than that of one school from Kampala. Nearly 60% of candidates who scored the magical aggregate 4 are from schools in and around Kampala, and the rest are spread around the rest of the country. It is therefore difficult to discern the motives behind the misinformation being spread. We take this opportunity to inform all concerned parties that hearings of cases of suspected malpractice in the 2024 examinations will commence on the 19th February 2024, starting with PLE cases. Invitations are being extended to the affected candidates or schools through the district education offices.
Still from UNEB, the Minister for Education and Sport and also First Lady of Uganda, Janet Kataha Museveni, has encouraged eligible candidates who wish to repeat the UCE under the old lower secondary curriculum in 2024 to take the opportunity and register for the Uganda Certificate of Education exams once the Uganda National Examinations Board, UNEB, makes an announcement. She says that UNEB is to undertake further study of the situation and formulate a roadmap and make a communication to the public once it is ready as soon as possible to enable preparations for registering those who are to repeat Senior 4 this year.
To you all, and we give all the honor and glory to God, who has enabled us once again to come together in recognition of the efforts of our children who completed the 2023 Uganda Certificate of Education examination. Today's event is the second of the 3 milestones that mark end of cycle examinations in the basic and secondary education level of our education system every year. As government, we are pleased to note the increase in candidature for the UCE together with the steady decline in the rate of absenteeism, as you heard from UNEB, among the candidates who registered to sit the end of O-level examination. Therefore, as a ministry and all secondary schools at large, we celebrate the reduction of absenteeism. Nonetheless, we must also take keen interest in establishing what is causing this 5-year-long reduction in absenteeism, that we must forever lock it out so that we never get this absenteeism again. Certainly, as you have seen from the statement read by Mr. Odong, there has been a 55% drop in the rate of absenteeism in the 5-year period from 2018 to 2023. Once we fully comprehend what is driving the positive trends, then all effort must be made to sustain that. As was observed a fortnight or so ago during the release of 2023 PLE results, more girls have been registering and sitting the PLE. Now we are seeing a similar trend emerge in UCE. Much as we celebrate turning of the tide to keep girls in school, we must find a logical and reasonable explanation for the decline in the number of boys completing primary 7 as well as senior 4. Because our society can only be holistically healthy when all boys and girls join the education system and complete the respective levels. We don't want to always have a disadvantage of one gender against the other. We want to have all our children go through education that will make this country stronger. I thank UNEP now for continuing to ensure that the government's policy of inclusive education is being supported through making adequate arrangements and provisions for our children with special educational needs to take the examination. The examination results show that, given the right support, these learners will achieve at the same level as all the others will, with no disability. The 2023 UCE results have been better than those of the previous years, and we thank God for that. UNEP has shown us that pass levels have gone up and failure rate has come down. This welcome development must be sustained and further improved. However, to improve this positive trend, we must gain a full understanding of what is driving the positive trend so that we really know what we are doing and what we will no longer accommodate. Is it the effect of the abridged curriculum that was being utilized? Has anything changed in the way teachers facilitate learning these days? Has UNEP improved the design of examination questions to make them better understood by the candidates? Now, these are all questions that need answers to enable us to sustain and improve positive trends in learner achievement. Learning is a continuous process, and so is improvement. And to continuously improve learner achievement, we must be bold and courageous enough to ask the uncomfortable questions. From the UCE 2023 results, we see that more learners than before have qualified to transit to post-secondary level of education. Education and sports has adjusted the application and selection process for joining technical institutions by establishing a decentralized admission process. For the last couple of years that the decentralized TVET admission system has been in place, we have noted a more than 100% increase in demand for technical education. Therefore, I call upon head teachers, parents, and the media to take more interest in how the decentralized technical education admission works so that you can be able to educate and guide our young people from an informed point of view.
And on to other stories, the Private Sector Foundation Uganda has launched a $70 million capitation grant to be extended to small businesses run by women ahead of this year's Women's Day celebration. This funding is part of the World Bank Group project being implemented by PSFU in partnership with MasterCard Foundation.
The maiden annual event, known as the Women's Day Katale, provides a unique opportunity for women and girl entrepreneurs to showcase their businesses and connect with other like-minded individuals while advancing important conversations about women and girls' rights and gender equality in the private sector. The vice chairperson of the board of directors at the PSFU, Sarah Kajingo, has highlighted on the fruits of the previous Women's Day Katale 2023 edition, including certification of over 500 products with the Uganda National Bureau of Statistics.
But we are here today because of the PSFU Women's Katale 2024 edition. We have had a very progressive and beneficial partnership with MasterCard Foundation. So far, we have enabled 124 SMEs to be export ready. As you know, we've been partnering with government to open markets, on integration of markets. You are aware of the new opportunity of the African Continental Free Trade Area, and which is why we moved to readying our businesses. So we have readied 124 SMEs, but you know that in order to access these markets, you must have quality products. You must have standards, which means therefore that products of the entire business sector, of the Ugandan business community, and specifically those for women, must be certified. So in partnership with MasterCard Foundation, we have so far paid for the certification of 500 products at UNBS. Without that certification, you cannot penetrate any market. We have, since 2020, created 124,000 dignified and fulfilling jobs. And our understanding of a dignified job is that it should earn a worker, it should earn an employee over $1,000 a year, you see? So which translates to about 330,000 shillings per month, about 3.9 million shillings a year. Baby steps, but a good way to start.
In the same vein, Kajingo invited women under entrepreneurship to embrace this forthcoming edition, which is set to be held in Jinja because of the exciting opportunities it comes along with.
This year we are moving to Jinja City. There will be exciting opportunities, like you have heard. We shall have business clinics where we have URSB to enable women formalize their businesses. We shall have Uganda Revenue Authority, and you know we have been engaging Uganda Revenue Authority to change their stance towards enabling businesses as opposed to cutthroat enforcement, and we are happy that their strategic focus is changing towards enabling businesses. We shall also have our membership team to allow many more women register with PSFU and benefit from these projects. We will also be pleased to host our queen, the queen of Soga Kingdom, Inevantu Jovia Mutesi, who has such influence in Busoga and for sure will inspire so many women to participate. So we shall have that one-stop center facilitated by key government agencies and banks, and we encourage banks to have products that enable SMEs. Today, you move to a bank for a facility, and SME is treated just as any other a big company, but this is fast changing. We are saying, have more products that enable businesses. Do not, and you heard recently the Uganda Bankers Association speak to this, which is really a good step.
The Chief Executive Office of PSFU, Stephen Asimwe, provided some clarification on the same event.
Osanga nti abakyala abasinga bakyali mu business obutono banekolera jange naye bwe batandika okukula batandika okukka wansi n'olaba nti abasajja be bavaayo oba abalenzi. Engeri gye twasooka okukola research naye tulaga nti abakyala bakyali kye tuyita informal business, business etawandikiddwa ate tebakulakulanya nyo babeerawo nga tebakula. So ne tuteekako kaweefube owokulaba nti abakyala tubawa instruments oba ebyokukozesa mu ngeri gye banaakola mu business zaabwe. Abakyala tebalina ssente oba capital, tebalina gye batunda bintu ebinene nga export. Amakolero gakyali g'abasajja. Ate ne mu makolero ago osanga nti abakyala oba bawala be bakola gino emirimu egya wansi tebagenda waggulu. Kati ekyaleeta ekyo kyokulaba nti tuteekako mu luzungu kikya environment oba embeera ennungi esobola okubakwata ku mukono ne bavaayo gye bali ne bakula.
The Minister of Health, in partnership with Orthopedic Society of Uganda, Allied Health Professional Council, Uganda Manufacturers Association, have today launched the 3rd edition of Uganda Pharma Medical Healthcare Exhibition. In a media briefing held at the Uganda Media Center, the Assistant Commissioner Health Services Pharmaceutical Supply Chain, Dr. Martha Grace Ajulong, stated that this year's exhibition will be held at Umasho Grounds, Lugogo, starting from the 22nd to the 24th of February 2024.
The 3rd edition of Uganda Pharma and Healthcare, Uganda's largest pharmaceutical, medical and healthcare exhibition, will be taking place from 22nd to 24th of February 2024 at the Uganda Manufacturers Association grounds in Kampala. The International Expo provides an immense opportunity to capture the untapped market of the East African region. The expo shall be open to the public at a free entry, with free services including eye checkup, dental checkup, and orthopedic services starting from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. It is on this very note that Ajilong highlighted on the Ministry of Health's initiatives and efforts to tame the spike of fake medical drugs on the Ugandan market and the manipulative prices of the drugs.
We have what we call GS1, the global standards, international standards, for monitoring the commodities right from the manufacturer to the user. So it will help us to note all those kind of things that you are bringing out about the fake commodities. It will tell us. Once the commodity is noted that it's fake, it cannot get into the country. Once we effect the use of the global, the GS1 standards, that one is going to be solved. And on the pricing, the Ministry of Health is working with different partners so that we try to harmonize the prices. Those ones need studies first, because we cannot just come up with one medicine and say, this will stop. So we have carrying out some studies to inform about on prices.
The Dean to the Institute of Allied Health Sciences, Professor John Charles Okiria, insisted on the importance of this exhibition and how Ugandans can benefit from it.
Exhibitions of this nature are simply just not about commercialization of business, but also creating the modern current technological advancement that have happened worldwide. I come from the perspective of a regulator as the chair of council for Allied Professionals Council. So this exhibition to the professionals is a must attend, because we're going to be dealing with aspects of technology and equipment. We have AI coming on board. How many of us are able to use and adopt some of these modern technologies? We have medicines manufacturers coming on board, and many of our professionals, the pharmacists, are interested in these areas. This is an opportunity for us to interact and chat away together with these people. It's an opportunity for partnerships. It's an opportunity for career growth. So this kind of exposure in this expo is, I think, what Uganda needs in the healthcare sector. It's probably give us an opportunity not to do things the way we have been doing business as usual. Because once you have an exposure, you are able to understand how things are being done already in some other countries. We may be contented with the technologies that we have, and we think we are providing the best services, we have the best equipment for our investigations, we have the best approaches to management of these things. But once you have an opportunity to have an interaction with the international community, that apparently we are all aware that probably stands high in the area of health and health provision than us, then we have an opportunity to learn. So my appeal to everybody is that it's a good thing that this is happening again in Uganda. Let's count this as a chance for an investment opportunity. We need to have an investment case made out of this. Where is our gap that we think we need to do? Where is the need that we think that we are able to partner? Where is the gap that we think we are unable to do now and yet is required? Most of our strategies sometimes fall short of actual scientific evidence for what we're able to do using the modern technologies, appropriate medicines. We also need to interact with manufacturers of most of these drugs. The commissioner was saying most of our medicines come from outside Uganda. This is an opportunity to interact with some of these people. He may have an opportunity to learn more about some of the few challenges we have got with some of this equipment. We need to have a local base of skills and competencies to run some of this equipment in this country. It is only when we interact with the manufacturers of this equipment that we are able to relate with them.
Whereas the president of the Orthopedic Society of Uganda, Dr. Mugarura Rodney, has invited the people with orthopedics issues to reach out to them at their gazetted site during the expo for assistance.
It's free of charge. Entry is free of charge. From our posters, it's free of charge. So please, you're most welcome.
On behalf of the Uganda Medical Association, Dr. Wilberforce Kabweru clarified on how the local medical innovators can tap on the technological opportunities from the international community.
Most of these people who are producing most of these technologies actually are not based in the country, but you know that we usually take most of our health workers to learn from abroad. So when they come here, it is just a resource for them to actually pass on the technologies they have, and then what ranges of services they can offer, and then even the costs and even the networking, because sometimes we know that we don't have some of those services in the country, and you cannot sit here and just keep quiet, especially when you have patients. So we are going to take this as an opportunity. And most of our health workers from the different facilities are going to come for this expo, and actually they are going to learn how to use the technology if possible, and also we are going to ask the people who are exhibiting to give us that leeway or that opportunity for most of our people to learn if they can learn from here, but also placements if they need to go and learn, but also to ask them if they can leave some of the things that they are going to use for exhibition. So we think that this is going to be a very big opportunity. And for the people who have been asking that how feasible is it for us to give camps, either medical or surgical camps. Camps actually are very good, but holding a camp is also a very big activity. So when you come and you can have some small consultation, then you can follow us to the different facilities where most of those services will be provided. So let us welcome you to do this, and Uganda is a very good country with the good security, and we call upon you to come and show the people what you have and what we can use.
And now the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Tororo, the Most Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Obo, has called upon Christians to use these 40 days of Lent to renew their lives, making meaningful sacrifices and joining hands to fight evil and crime in communities. The Archbishop's Lenten message came in his homily while celebrating Mass on Ash Wednesday at Uganda Martyrs Cathedral, Nyangole in Tororo.
As Christians world over started their journey to mark the 40 days of repentance and renewal, also known as the season of Lent, the Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Tororo, the Most Reverend Dr. Emmanuel Obo, has called upon his flock and the populace around to use this period as a moment for personal reflection accompanied by repentance if the world is to be a safe place for everyone.
That every human being reaches a certain moment and puts a comma on his journey and says, wait a bit, wait a moment, I have to reflect on my life. I have to reflect on my relationship with God. I have to reflect on my relationship with my brother and the neighbors.
The Most Reverend Emmanuel Obo said that through personal reflection and renewal, the world will be able to overcome sin and evil.
There is sin in our communities. There is sin in where we come from and back home. And who makes that sin? It's we who live there. Who makes the sin in this world? We who live in this world. We have to recognize that we want to change our hearts. We want to change our hearts. If we want to grow closer to God, we must change our hearts towards God, closer to God.
The Archbishop's call for vigilance, self-examination and repentance comes at a time when Tororo district is grappling with an increase in crime and murders, with the police in Tororo in the last 1 month alone registering about 6 murder cases, 4 of them involving border riders who were murdered in cold blood and their motorcycles taken away by these unknown assailants.
Especially in the night time, they would pick the victims or their prey at night and disguise to be passengers and lure them into dark places and hit them.
This increase in crime has put both the general public and the leaders in panic and tension. And according to Honorable Max Ochai, the area member of parliament for Bama North in Tororo, these crimes leave the community with gaps that can never be recovered.
My people in West Bama North constituency have directly and even indirectly suffered the pain of these murders. We have lost children, men, leaving behind widows, leaving behind little orphans, leaving behind siblings whom they are actually supporting.
Bishop's efforts to preach change of heart and repentance comes as a backup to the police that has already swung into action, arrested suspects, and are furthering their investigations to have a free crime community.
But our intelligence had pointed to us where they are, so some people were arrested together with them. We shall verify and see whether they have a connection to the crime or not.
That's all we had for you from the local scene. It is time now to take a look at Today in History. Thank you for watching the Uganda Catholic Television. We are going to take a break and we'll be back with the Rome reports.
UCTV, good news for all.
Catch incredible stories of resilience, success.
You can manage that money.
With a topping of inspiration.
Get interested in people, not interested in yourself.
Inspire, achieve, repeat.
You are watching UCTV, good news for all. For this and more, tune in to Kasese Get Radio 100.5 in Western Region, located at the hill of the Diocese of Kasese. KGR brings you all Catholic programs and an advertising platform in all our radio shows like Good Morning Renzori, Chama Towoka, Ukute, the business show, Propeller, the request show and sports, Evaluation, Bahinga Bakuluka, Late Night Show, and many others. Our other services include Isuzu Tipa, a Noah car, public address system, live band, Omokekera, an audio recording studio, and outside live broadcast. For more information, call 0773-597-166 or visit our website www.kasesegatradio.com. Kasese Radio, Omusondoria, the voice of truth.
It's unbelievable. Now, companies, businesses, and organizations can make bulk payments easily with Centenary Bank's corporate center SWIFT to anyone without the need of a bank account, anywhere, anytime, just like that. The recipient needs only their phones, national ID, and token number received via SMS to withdraw money from any center agent nearby. The Centenary Bank's corporate center SWIFT is simple, secure, and convenient. You think it's too good to be true? Visit any of our branches countrywide or visit www.centenarybank.co.ug to know more. Centenary Bank. Centenary Bank is a member center group regulated by the Bank of Uganda. Customer deposits of up to 10 million shillings are protected by the Deposit Protection Fund of Uganda. Terms and conditions apply.
UCTV. Good news for all.
And with that ends our news tonight. Do stay tuned to the Uganda Catholic Television. And in case you miss out on this bulletin, do not forget you can watch it on YouTube. And follow us on other social media platforms for UCTV News. We'll be here again tomorrow, same time, same place. Good evening and good night.